Hi, good morning. Happy Monday.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at in the world. Hopefully you had an awesome week last week, yes?
Yes.
So yes, we did. So, let's get this week started. So hey, let's start with celebrating our wins. So in the comment below, wherever you are at, just let us know what are you celebrating today that happened last week, or it might have just happened this morning. It doesn't matter, but as human beings, we tend to not celebrate enough. We know we don't. We're so hard on ourselves because we're always striving to go to the next level all the freaking time. And really, it's just time to maybe stop, smell the roses, and say, "Man, I accomplished a lot last week." Right?
Yes.
So yes. So hey, today again, welcome to the Savanh Family Show, and put yourself at the top of your to-do list every single day, and everything else will fall into place. So let's figure out really how to integrate this into our relationships. So the big question is this: how do married couples like us, who have busy schedules, run high-performing businesses, face challenges daily, raise multiple children,
and yet still remain in love, passionate, and happy like when we first dated?
That is the question, and this show will give you the answers.
Welcome to the Savanh Family Show.
Master your relationship, your life, and your business now. Again, do not forget to celebrate your wins, okay?
Yes.
So again, if this is your first time watching us, my name is Savanh. We just want to welcome you, and my beautiful wife, my amazing business partner, Phyllis Savanh.
Hi.
And we are really excited and happy to be here with you. This is the first episode of our best relationship advice series. So
Yes.
We're gonna be going for several more episodes, but this is the very first one. And today's topic is get your life together, right? Get your life together. And really, if you guys also have not watched our previous episodes of any other series that we have, please, do that. We are committed to really adding as much value as we possibly can. We'll be doing about 300 videos this year, this year alone. So you guys are gonna get a lot of content from us. So, so get your life together. So what do I mean by that particular thing that I'm talking about? Well, it's so important as a couple, right? In your life that you are aligned, that you are leveling up together as well as going in the same direction. Do you agree? Yes? Comment below if you say yes, that I agree. Because there were times in our lives where we weren't going in the same direction, or even we weren't going in the same speed, right? And that causes quite a bit of stressors and friction within the relationship. And if two people come together as a union, you definitely have to, kind of like the Finding Nemo fishes, right? You got to go at the same speed. You got to go in the same direction. So how do you go about doing that? And we're going to share with you a couple tips today that really, I believe, will align you as husband and wife, as a family as well, to really get an understanding. And we just recently had our conversation of this. So just to kind of backstory a little bit I think about a year ago, we really sat down and answered this, what I called the ultimate life question, right? Which is the very first tip we're going to give you here. And when we sat down and discussed it, we realized, man, then we started really aligning ourselves together. And then we really started aligning from that day. Every decision we've made in business, in life, in our relationship was all driven really by the answer that we had for this life question. And, we realized that, when we wake up every day, right? And what does our normal day, what does our perfect day really look like? How would we be living life, which is the ultimate life question. We'll dive deep into that. So when we answer that question, it has really, for us, it has moved our life, our business, our relationship really forward, I believe, a lot faster. And it's been quite effective, because it's like, well, I'm not going to make that decision because it takes me away from this thing that we value the most, that we're aligned in, that we want our life to be. And then we recently just really kind of put the details together. Sometimes you don't need the details yet, we were just talking about the details the other day. Like, okay, so we know we want to wake up. One of the things that we align ourselves with, we want to wake up wherever we want, when we want, and really stay as long as we want, and bring as many people as we want, whoever we want, wherever we go. So our home, I guess, in a way, is to us, the home is where the heart is at. So we just said, what can we do to spend the most amount of time together? How can we really shape the identities of our kids, train them, homeschool them, teach them our values, Christian values, as well as educate them ourselves, and then go to share our life and us with the world. How can we impact lives and contribute to the world, and go to places where there's those that are less fortunate? And as we go, we're also teaching our children how to give back. So that's really where our life is at. But then my wife asked for the little detail. Well, I kind of like this thing where our home is our home, right? Like we, are we going to have a house in the U.S.? Are we going to have a house in Asia? I mean, what is all that? And great questions. Those details will work themselves out. But again, the decision, even those type of decisions, are a lot easier to make because we know what we want our life to be like, right? So.
Yes, and I just want to clarify one thing. Get your life together. I'm not saying that. We're not saying that your life is not in a good shape at this moment. It's almost the together means like, how can me and him are, how can a couple be on the same page?
Your life together, correct?
Yes, because when we were almost filing for the divorce, we weren't together, quote unquote. We are together physically. But we are not
emotionally, mentally. We're not.
Yeah, our goal wasn't aligned. He wants to, build a huge legacy, which is fine. And he wants us to live in again, nothing wrong with the big house and a lot of the cars and all that. And for me, it's like I wanted to travel. I wanted to, maybe just live in an RV, traveling the whole states, right?
Be peaceful with our children.
I want to have a lot more time. At that time, I was watching this guy. He's like, I'm only making 10 grand a year, and I only work, I think, like 2 or 3 hours a day, right? And I was like, because again, we are very traditional, right? We have to work. We have worked a lot, like maybe 100 hours a week, for the past 10, 12 years. So to me, it's like, okay, I wanted to slow down. Yeah, the better answer is I wanted to slow down. He is still speeding up. Yeah. And I was like, hey, I can't catch up with you anymore because I have children now. And my life goal is a little bit different. I wanted to slow down and enjoy my life now and not still, have that 100
miles
per hour
life
all the time.
Yep.
So by doing these 2 tips that we're going to be sharing with you, you realize that, wow, are you guys really together or not? And a lot of times the reason why you have fights, it's also because you are not really understanding each other world. Just like he said, man, I don't think we need a home anymore. And we talk about it really well. And please don't take it personally if one person doesn't agree with the other. Because I tell him, I say, well, I kind of really still want to have a home in the state, because to me, growing up, I don't really have a home. I bounce from home to home. So even though it is, it's almost as like identity. Like even though we technically don't need a house, but I desire a house, right? So he's like, oh, okay, now I understand what you're saying. Okay. It's not because you need a house, but you just really desire because you don't have it when you grow up.
Yep.
So now we managed to talk it through. Instead of, oh, why don't you understand me, da da da, and you start fighting, but really trying to figure out, why do you really want it? Why do you desire it? Is it because you want it, or is it because the past experience does not allow you to have it? So you almost, it's like you're trying to relive your dream, right? So again, it's a lot of things are just very different. Yeah.
Yes.
So
let's get right into the tip. So this way we can dive deeper on how we're dissecting this whole thing, right? Based on this, the answer to this one question. So, the first step is answer the ultimate life question.
Yes.
So the ultimate life question is this: if money and time was not an issue, right? If you had control of both, where you had enough money and then you controlled your time, right? How would you be living? That's the first question, right? So several sub questions underneath this. How would you be living, right? What does your perfect day look like? Where are you, right? Who are you with? What are you doing, right? So answer that life question. Why is this so important? Because we used to run businesses, right? We used to make decisions on businesses believing that, hey, if I have this type of business, I'm successful with this type of business, and then I'll have the life that I want. Well,
Yes.
it's not. It doesn't work that way. It shouldn't actually, because you should decide what life do we want to live, right? So for us, when we answered this question, what does our perfect day look like? We said yes. We would wake up and be with our children. We would homeschool them. We would teach them, educate them till they become adults, where they're self-sufficient, where they can train, teach themselves, and then we could just check up on them, right? We want to spend as much time together as we possibly can, because we believe that in order to shape our children's values, identity, when so that they can grow up to be awesome, amazing adults, that who better than their parents to instill those values in everything from our religion to who we are, identities, everything. And then we just want to give back, right? We just want to teach people, be with people, coach people, mentor people. We want to give back. If there's a village somewhere that needs water, we want to be there to help. How can we get water there? If there's they need medicine, they need food. That's it, right? So wherever, so what that means is we want to travel and see the world. We want to see something outside, as much traveling as we can, not just for vacations, but really to teach. I want to teach. I want to experience life. I want to teach our children that life is big, the world is big, and that to appreciate the things that they have, because we're going to go to places sometimes where people are less fortunate, and we want to help impact those areas, right? And the people. So with that being said, if that's our life, now what do we do? So we go back and say, okay, now let's make a decision on what type of business do we have to fuel this life, right? To fuel this life. And then Phyllis asked me the other day, okay, so perfect. We're moving that direction. I love it. I like it a lot. We're aligned there. We're building a business to fuel that, which is why we are so really passionate about the online space, because one, we can impact a lot of lives. And then she asked about the little details, right? So are we gonna have a house here? Are we gonna have a house here? And I said, and then we're gonna even dive deeper in those details and say, okay, you want a house, a place to call home in the States, and where we come back and live here every 6 months, travel Asia, travel wherever for the rest of the 6 months. That's what our life, our perfect picture, perfect day look like. So now my next detail would be like, okay, is it just an apartment do you want? Do you want a small house? What type of house? Do we want to rent? Do we want to own something in the United States? Then I'll ask her those type of questions, right? But then if you notice, every decision we may make really is driven by this one answer to this ultimate question. So you look at your life, right? You've made decisions in your business, where you live, what you've bought, who you're with, and you're like, man, if I would have answered this question, maybe I would have made this decision differently, right? Just think about that. And this is such a powerful question to answer, because you have two people who live together. You guys are husband and wife, right? For example, a good relationship. If one says, man, my perfect day is a cabin in Colorado, up in the mountains of Montana, and I just want to wake up, and I have the closest neighbor is 25 miles away, and I just want to wake up on the porch to drink coffee every morning. And then your spouse, your partner says, no, my perfect day is like, I want to live in downtown Manhattan, walk to work, and go out to eat every single night. Well, now you guys have some conflicts are happening. Does that make sense? Because you guys are like, your perfect day is not matching. No wonder you guys have some issues and some things you have to resolve, right? Does that make sense? So, and then because those decisions from that mindset, that belief, that model of the world is driven by, after that is all driven by that one decision. So
Yes, I totally concurred with everything that he just said. A lot of time we have when you have conflicts, it's because you did never for us especially, we never really get a chance to sit down and really ask that question. So again, that's why we initially was falling apart. So now we're coming back, because we're always drilling back into what is the life question, right? Be do have, who do we really want to be, and do the thing that we want to do, so that we can have the things that we want to have, and not the other way around. We're gonna have we're gonna have to have all these things, and then do what we need to do, and then be the person you want to be. You start with who you really want to be first, and then close that gap.
Yeah, most definitely. And then the second tip for you is, once you've figured all that out in life, you just know what life is all about, what you want in life. Then show up really as the best version of you, right? Not just in your relationship. I'm talking about just being the best you every day, to show up as the best you. And that when you do that, everything else obviously is affected. It's a very simple. It's not mind blowing stuff that I'm giving here, but it's common sense stuff that people just don't do. right? When you show up the best version of you, you're obviously your relationship will be affected positively for that, and life, your career, your boss, right, will see you like, man, this guy or girl shows up really every single day. Man, when I think of that next raise or that next job or that next responsibility, that next role, they're up in line, right? And it goes back to the old saying that I used to tell our guys all the time when I was building a team. It's like, be the person before the promotion, right? The promotion is the title, but be the person, be you, be the best you. And in a relationship as well, if I'm going to be titled as like the father of the year or the best husband, then I want to be the best husband. I want to be the father of the year first, right? I want to be the person before that promotion.
Yes, I think show up the best version of you. That remind me about a story where I read it and it impacted my life a lot. Because it talks about a kid and the relationship with the mother. I believe that is what it is. It's been a long time. So what happened is the mother accidentally, um, I think, hurt, kick somebody or something like that, and then the mom say, oh, to the stranger, hey, I'm so sorry, I accidentally kicked you. I really apologize. Are you okay? And the stranger say, oh, I'm okay, thank you so much, and they walk away. And then the same thing happened with his her own children, and she accidentally hurt the kid, and she just kind of walk away, and the kid come back and say, mommy, how come you say sorry to the stranger and check on them and see how they're doing and not me? And then the mom said, well, because you're my son, I thought you understood me. And that gave me a big aha moment, because the script that it talks about is, aren't the family the closest to you, shouldn't we actually treat them better than a stranger? However, a lot of time we show up the best when we are meeting a stranger. Oh man, I gotta look good, I gotta put my makeup on, I gotta look nice, I gotta talk nice, I have to have the dinner etiquette. And then when you're in front of your family, you're just like, I don't really care, I'm gonna have my phone on, do this, that, whatever, because they understand me. They know the true me, so I don't have to act as if, right? I think that's a very fine line, because again, if we understand each other and that is the true self, sure.
Yeah.
However, don't forget to market yourself towards your loved one. Don't forget that they are once a stranger too. Don't treat them as if, sometimes I think it feels more like you're treating them less than a stranger, than and take them from granted, than you just say, oh man, they understand me, so I don't have to do this, that, or whatever.
Yes.
So again, if you treat, however you treat a stranger, you should always use that and treat it to your significant others.
Yes.
And people around you.
And the thing, care. Yeah, and the thing with that is when you look at that, right? It's kind of like what I learned Jamie Kern Lima was talking about. I am who I am on stage as well as off stage. I am who I am on camera as I am off camera, right? So that's very same analogy here, because if this is you, I used to, in business stuff, I used to like, make improvements or changes to meet clients, all that stuff. Now I show up as me. This is me. You like it, great. You don't like it, phenomenal. But this is who I am on stage as I am off stage. And when you meet me for dinner now with a client, this is me. This is Steve and this is Phyllis, and you get exactly what it is. And when I come home, I'm the same exact way.
Yes.
And me and my friends, I'm the same exact way. I don't try to be anybody else anymore. I be me, right? And I bring my best version of me at that moment. That's all that I can do. I can bring the best version of me at that moment, in that time, with what I know and who I am, and everything that I have learned, successes and failures. And this is my true me. That's it. That's all your best version is. It's just at that moment in time, that's the best you. Okay, does that make sense? So, okay. So, hey guys, if you really like this video, somebody really needs to hear this, please share it with them as well. Tag a loved one and comment below what you have learned, and your primary, this answer to the ultimate life question is so amazing. Just really sit down and think about this question. It's a deep question to answer. What does my perfect day look like? How will I be living? Who am I with? Where am I at? What am I doing? Those are very important questions. And then from there, man, if this is how I'm going to live every single day for the rest of my life, then every decision from there will be like, I'm going to make this decision. Oh, it doesn't make sense because it takes me away from that. This makes sense. It gets me closer to that, or stays within that path. So that's why it's so important to do. Okay, and really, guys, like our channel here, as well as subscribe. This way, when we upload new videos or go live like this, you're going to be alerted every single time. And below, there's some links if you want to learn more about us and learn more from us. Be more than welcome to do that. And we love you very, very much. And to kind of recap everything, the best relationship advice that we ever will give you is get your life together, right? That's the topic today. And the 2 tips that we gave you is 1, answer the ultimate life question, and 2, show up the best version of you. So we love you. We thank you very much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on the next series. If you like this show, subscribe now.
Remember, mastery starts here.
See you on the next show.